షేర్ చేయడానికి.
In today's class, I will explain how manage the HTML elements with the JavaScript. Okay, HTML elements ఉంటాయి. How we manage the HTML elements with JavaScript. Okay, for example, let me take one JS fiddler. Okay. First of all, I have a let me take the HTML here. Okay, I have the HTML. I have one div. Okay, now I have one button here. One button. So this is the output. When I run the output, I got the output, right? This is the output. So now I want, when I click the button, I want to change this color, this text color into red. How we can do? We can do using the JavaScript. Okay. Before that, so in how many places we can write JavaScript? The question is, in how many places we can write in JavaScript?
7+.
So in how many places we can write JavaScript? So first, also between the script text, right? Next one, in separate HTML file, separate JS file. So we can say the JavaScript could separate file. We can link that to our HTML. Third one is as a part of events. What are the events? Okay. So in HTML and JavaScript, we have some JavaScript events. So events means an action by the user. Okay. For example, I have a page. Here I am a user. So on a web page, how can I do the action on the web page? Any user, how can you do action on the web page, a browser? For example, I have the Google.com something. I can enter or I can click. So either enter or click. Entering the type, and that means either by the mouse, either by the keyboard, right? So we have two types of the events. Mouse events, okay. Key events, okay. In key events we have click, on click. What is on click? Okay. So key events we have the on key up. Key up means when we press the key and open. Key up, key press, on key press. Okay, and key down. And then when I press the key on the key was the down, at the time the event will happen. Key press, when I press the key and hold, that is key press. When I press the key and open, that is the key up. So we have three types of the key events. In mouse we have multiple events, but the basic event is click event. So what we will do, based on using the mouse, we can click on the any button, anything, any event, anything, right? So what where we do the actions in the browser means nothing but the HTML. On the HTML elements we do the action using the mouse or keyboard. Those are called keyboard events. In the mouse events we have the click, hover, mouse over, mouse over, mouse out, mouse over, mouse out. Okay, this type of two events in mouse. In keyboard we have. So we can write our JavaScript code as a part of these events also. How? For example, let's take this example. I write a function. In JavaScript, like function with the name say hello. Okay, say hello. Something I write a function. So this function do only print the hello. So when I call this function, when I call this function, I want to print the hello. But when I want to call this function, I want to call this function when I click the button. Okay, when I click the button, I want to call this function. What happens if I call this function? It will print the hello. But when I will call this function, when I click the button. So what we will do is I write the event attributes. So when I click means I click event is always click event here. Click on click. Okay, on click. Okay. So what I will do is here I can write a click event attributes. Event attributes. What is where the event attributes in the opening tag after the tag name. So events on click equal to in the double quotes. Here I call this function. Say hello. So what happens when I click this? When so in the as a part of the HTML, I think here C is the capital or small. We can take later. Okay, on click, I'm calling this function. So on click, when I click the button, this function will call and this will execute. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm running this one. Okay, now if I click this button, the hello will print in the console, right? It's printing, right? So this using the on click event attributes, I call this function. When I click the button, I call this function. So whatever you want to do, I write it function. I call it. When I click the button, I call its function. The function is executed. So when I click the button, I call for function. The function is executed. Okay. Now what I want to do instead of the say hello, I want to change this text, right? So is also I'll write a separate function. Okay. I'll write the separate function. Okay, function. Give a name to the function, like for example, change color, CG color. Okay, I write a function with the name CG color. Okay, so in this function, what I want to, when you click the button, I will call this function. So in this function, what I want to do, I want to change the color of this hello one. That means I want to handle this div element. Okay, I want to handle this one particular HTML element with the JavaScript. If you want to handle any element, any HTML element with the JavaScript, we can have some logic, some code like document.get element by ID, document.get element by class name, elements by class name. Okay, document.get element by tag name, element by tag name. I will explain one by one these three things. Okay, first for example, I want to take this element into JavaScript. So for that one, I will write document. From this document, this is a web document. So this concept is called the document object model, because all our HTML elements is in the form of the object. So the document object, we have the property get element by ID. So that means fetch this element, get this element, how by ID. Okay, element by ID is a function. So that means what is this means? Get an element with having the ID. We give whatever the ID. For example, I give the ID value here. ID equals this one. So like a B1. Okay. Now I want to guess this element by ID. So document.get element by ID. Here I give the ID value. What is the ID value? B1. Okay. So now I get element, this element by ID. So for that one I write the function document.get element by ID, this value. You can use same for this format one. This is called the camel's case. I mean every letter, every word in the letter is a capital letter. You must write this in this format. Okay. Document.get element by ID. I give the ID value. So okay, I write, okay, now I put this into a variable. Let's check, for example, put it in the one var x. Okay, now the total x contains this whole element. So as document get, so I get this element by id b1 into variable x, into variable x. Let's print the x, control log x. Okay, let's print. Okay, so just call this function and click the button. Okay, cg color. Okay, now run. Now I running. So if I click this button, what happen? I want to get this element by id into x variable. I print this x. That means I will print this. It must be print this whole thing. Let me check. Okay. See, this all element content. The total HTML element here I got us, so knob this is into an object format. Right? I got this HTML div element. So all this element information I get by into an object. So now I got this element, right? Okay, now what I want to do, now I got element into X, right? What I want to do, I want to change color of this text. So how can you change the colors of a text in the HTML? How can you change, if you want to change the color of a text, or what to do in HTML?
Applying colors, red, code.
Styles. I will apply the color code red in
styles. CSS.
Okay. So the style. So I want to I want to change the style of the X. So X dot style. Which property I want to change? Color. What I want to do, give the value red equal to red. So when I click the function, this function will call this variable. So now I got this element in the X. So I change the color, this style color red. So automatically this allowable color must be changed into red. Let's check. Let's check. I run. Now I click the button. Change the color right. So in this way, this is the HTML, this is JavaScript. Using the JavaScript, I play the HTML. So playing the HTML with the JavaScript. So if you want to handle the HTML with the JavaScript, what we need to do? We need to use document object model, DOM. This is called document DOM. DOM. Everybody asks what's the DOM. DOM is document object model. Our total HTML, every HTML element we can get from the document object. From the document object, I get by the ID. So I get only this the particular element only, not the other elements. For example, I have the other div. So this is the B2 elements. Okay, this is the 1, 2, 3 something. Okay, allow one, okay. So now I have 2 div elements, but I handle only this element one, because if you want to handle only one element with the JavaScript, we can give the ID attributes, because every element has a different ID values, not one ID values. So that's why we can handle one single element with the ID attributes. Document get element by ID. Okay, that is the document get element by ID. Now I want to change the color of these two. Okay, these two elements. Okay, these two elements. I want to change the color of these two elements. So we can write B1 and again B2. So for example, I have the four divs. Okay, I have the 4 divs. So everything if you write the four document together by B1, B2, B3, B4, it takes the lot of the code, right? Right? You understand, right? We have 3 elements, B1, B2, B3. Okay? So here we can do like document get element by ID B1, again document get element by ID B2, again document get element B3. So it's a lot of code. Instead of that, I want to handle all these 3 elements at the time. Okay? No, so I want to get the Now I'm getting the elements more than one element. If you only one element, then I use the get element by ID. Now I'm getting the elements more than one at the same time. For that one, we have the document that get elements by class, not element here. Now what I'm doing is elements by class name, okay, not ID. So I give the same class for all the divs, then works, okay. Any class you can use, okay. So if I now what I will do, what I did is I get the elements, all these three elements by class name. I have the same name box. Okay, now I have these all three boxes into array format. Let's print the X. Okay. Okay. Now I click this one. See, I have three. I get a one array. See, into three objects. Okay, I have one array into three objects. Zero element first element. Previously, I got only one element object, get element by array. Now I got three elements into an array. So now I got the array of three elements. Now I want to change the color of the each element. So I want to take the one element, first element, second element, third element. For that one I use the loops. Okay, loop. Okay. Now if I want this element of where it is, now I have the x means all three elements. And looping every time I will get the one element, this element. How?
X of
X of 5. That means every time I got this first time I got this element, second time I got this. So x of 5 dot style dot color equal to red. So when I click the button, I got the three elements into an array. I loop the array. First loop, first time it will change red color. The second loop is change this color. Third loop is change this color. Right? Huh? Let's see it's working or not. Right? We got an error because we have the 0 to 0, 1, 2, only three elements. Here I equal to 3, right? See, if you remember equal to, I did not get the error. Okay. See, no error, I change the three colors. So if you want to handle more than one element at the same time, we can use the class. Okay. For example, I want to only among the, if you have the 100 boxes, I have 100 boxes. I want to change the only second box color. Then what I will do here, I write the condition. If I equal to 1, only in this case I change the color. Okay. See, I have other boxes. I want to change the only second box. What I will do is I do a looping. Only in the second loop I change the color. In other loops I am not changing. Then check. See, only second loop. Because I write a condition. In the looping, only in the second case I am changing the color. Okay, this is the way how I handle the elements with more than one elements. Okay, you understand that? If you want to handle the one element, you can use the document get element by ID. If you want to handle more than one multiple elements, you use the document by class name. Okay, we have other name, document by tag name. Instead of the giving the class, for example, I am not giving the class name. Now I want to handle by tag name. Tag name means div. So what we will do is the documents dot get elements by tag. Okay. Here I give the div. That means take the all the div in the HTML. Only in the second box I want to change. Right? So okay, right? So we can get the elements by class name, elements by tag name. Okay. If you want to handle the elements and same class, then use the document get elements by ID. If you want to handle elements with this tag name, then document get elements by tag name. If you want to handle only one element, then use the document get element by ID. Okay. Now, mostly this case we are using the form validations with this JavaScript. Okay. For example, I have the form. One more thing. For example, I want the one element div here. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Now I have the button. Okay. Okay. Okay, I have the button. Okay. Now I want to change the text. Not instead of welcome, it becomes the goodbye. Welcome. I want to change it to goodbye. Previously I changed the only color of the text. Now I am removing the text. Okay. So instead of welcome, I want to the ribbon. So for that one I write a function. Like I give the one name like now change text. You can give any name. Is as you wish. Any name function. Just write change text. Ch text. Okay. Now I call him this function when I click this button. For that one I use the click equal to cg text. I call this function, right? So when I click when I click this button, I call him. When I click this button, I call him this function. I want to click the button. I want to call this function. Okay. What I want to do when I click the button, I want to change text, not the color. So same. Put the give one ID. Okay. First take the element. I give one element like t box. Okay. Now get element by ID. What is the ID? T box.
T box.
So I put in the one variable x. So in the x now I have the element x. Now I'm changing the text. What is this is called the inner HTML. Inner HTML. X dot inner HTML equal to what I want to change? Goodbye. Right? Right? So when I click the button, I want to change this text. I mean not the inner HTML, the whatever content in this div box, all is changed. Okay? Let's check. Change, right? If you want to change the inner content of the one element, that is inner HTML. If you want to change the any styles, then is the style dot get element by style dot color style style background something. Okay. For example, I want to hide this box. I want to hide this box. Okay. I want to change the text. If you click the button, I want to hide. So for example, I have an element. I want to hide that element in HTML. What is the property used in CSS? I have an element in HTML. Okay. I want to hide. What you will do in CSS? What property will you use in style? We have a property like display none. If you give display none, that will automatically hide. Okay. So what I will do is
hide.
Yeah. X dot style dot display equal to none. Okay. For example, it is a hide by hide. I want to hide something. Hide the text. Okay. So when we click the button, when I click this button, hide text button, automatically first I get this element. I make it as a display none. That means automatically it will hide. Okay. So let's run. So now I want to hide text. If you click this button, automatically it will hide the above button. Hide it. Now I want to show. If I have the other button, okay, show button, okay, show text, okay, call other function, something like show, okay. Let's call a above function the hide, okay, above function the hide. So when I click the hide button, I call the hide here, okay. When I click this button, I call hide. When I click the button, I call show. The show, what I will do instead of display, and I use the block, display block. Here I write the show, okay. I write two functions, hide and show. In hide function, I am making display none. In show function, I am making display block. If you click the hide button, automatically this element will hide. Let's see. Hide, show, hide, show. Okay. Understand that? Now, all these things mainly used in the form validation. For example, I have the form. Okay. I have a email like input type input email. Okay. I want the password. Okay. Input type equal to password. Okay. I want the submit button. I have submit button here. Okay. I have a submit button like that. I have the button here. Okay. Submit like submit from something. Okay. So my now let's run. Now my requirement is if I did not fill the email password, if I click the submit, then I need to show error here like please enter the email here below text box. If you did not enter the password and I want to show the please enter the password. So for example, I click the form, no error is coming, right? Automatically it was submitting, no error is coming, right? So I want to stop the submission also. And if you want to fill the if you want to fill the form, if you want to submit the form without filling, then you need to stop the submission and also you need to show the errors. Okay. First, for that, write a function. Okay. Like function is this is called a validation, form validation. Before submitting the form, you need to validate, which is called a form validation. Then write some code from form validations. What is the form validation means? You need to validate the form before submitting. Okay. So I write the function validate something, validate, or validate. Anytime you wish. Okay. In a validate something. Anytime you wish. Okay. Now, so on click this button, I want to call this validate. So what I will do is okay, on click. So here we call this function on form submission, right? On form submission, right? So here in the form we have the one attribute like on submit. Okay, on submit return. For example, if you on submit, if you get the return false, okay, on submit return false, RETERN. If you write the on returns false, the form will not submit. It will not submit. Okay. So what you will do then in here false, I write the function validate. I call this function. So whatever it is the function return, it on submitting that will return. For example, here if it return true, return the true. Okay. If I submit the form will submit or not?
Submit.
Because it returns the true. So the form is submit. If I write the return false here, then
Submit. Not submit.
not submit,
Not
return
submit.
false.
Forward.
Not submitting. Okay, return false. Form is not submitted. But when I want to submit this form, what is my requirement here? I want to submit this form after filling these two things only. Right? So if after filling these two things only, then only I need to
Submit the form.
For example, take a variable like where x equal to true. Okay, I make the return x. That means the form is submit. When I want to make the x value false, when this value is not is empty, this value. So write first take the element text was email text, but ID you give one ID value email. Okay. Now here I write in the function. Okay. Document dot get element by ID
of email.
email. Okay. You what you want? I want to check the value here, not the inner HTML. Just remember, if a div paragraph any elements, we take inner HTML. The inner content is inner HTML. The text boxes, we take the value, dot value. Okay. If you had dot, just print here. You know what is here. Okay. What is the content? As of now, I'm making the false form submission. Okay. We'll check it later. Okay.
Simple.
If you take the function, I'm getting the empty because there is no value in the email box. If you write something, I click the button. You click the button, okay? Some error is coming. Document get element by is not a document get spelling mistake. Okay? Empty, right?
Yes.
Okay?
Submit the form.
So whatever value we are getting. So document dot get element by
ID. Email value.
let put in this like in the where e. Okay. Also take the password value. So what I will do is same thing. Here is the password, right?
That ID.
Is the P. Here ID is the password.
Password.
Okay. So initially I have the form submitting. Okay. When I want to make the x value false,
Don't give the value.
when I make the x value false, when I want to stop the form submission,
False.
when I want to make the false, when if the email value or password value empty, that means if e equal to empty or p equal to empty. That means if any value if not given, if forget to given, then automatically x becomes the false. Right? For example, you give the email, you forget the password. That means this condition satisfied, but this is not satisfied. So automatically x becomes the false. The form is not submitted. Right? Let's check. For example, I give the password. Okay. Okay. Now I click submit. Is form submitted? No, because I forget the email. So test. No, form submitted or not?
Yes, submit.
Submitted, right? So this is the way how. But for example, user fill the forms. He forget to he fill the password. He forget the email. Submit the email. When I click the submit, the form is not submitting.
Class no.
When I click the submit, the form is not submitted. But user don't why the form is not submitting. He don't know. He must be enter email password. That's why they will give the star mark here. They will inform It must be mandatory mail. If you give the star, star means, for example, you must be fill the email. You must be fill the form. That is just indication. That is just indication. Okay. For example, he enter the email, he passes, but he forget the email. He trying to submit it, but the form is not submitted. But he don't know why the form is not submitted, because for sometimes in the form we have the more than 10 fields. I fill the 8 fields, I forget the one field. I don't know which field I forget. I don't know, right? So we must be know. If this is field is empty, in the below the text box, I want to show, please fill this field.
Please fill the required.
Like that. Please enter
the email.
Please enter password. So here I put for that one I put the one span here. Okay. Span. For below the email, I have a span. Put the details into separate do that will get the area. I put in the separate doors. Okay. Just for clear. So now if it is not enter the email, I want to show here something. So for that one, after this text box, I'm writing the span. Okay. Next span, I write the span. Okay.
Text what?
This is the ID like email error. By default, we are not showing anything in span, anything, because now when we want to show here, when you click the button, if it's not email, then only, right? The same thing, the same way here.
Password.
Okay. Now what you will do is, this is the two conditions. I write one condition. First condition. First I will check the email. Okay. If equal to empty, first what I need to do? I need to make x equal to false. Along with that, what I want to do?
Password.
Along with this, I want to show some text here. I mean, I want to give some text here, right?
Please
so here I write. So now I want to cache this element, right? How can I cache? Document dot get element by
ID. Email error. Email error.
Email error. Okay. Dot inner HTML, right? Equal to what we going to show?
Please enter.
Please enter email.
Wrong text.
Please enter.
Wrong text. Please enter.
Please enter email. Okay.
Same like false.
It's the same way for password. For password, what I have to do? Password. Please enter password. When I will do when p equal to empty.
Yes.
Okay. If p is equal to empty, automatically I make the form submission false, and also here I want to show the
Please enter email.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
X equal to first name, P equal to
P is equal to empty. మళ్ళీ చేస్తా సార్ నిమిషం ఒక్క నిమిషం
X equal false is the
x equal false
password.
ఫాల్సే కదా ఇఫ్ బి ఎంటర్ అయిపోయినా ఫాల్స్ పి ఎంటర్ అయిపోయినా ఫాల్స్ ఓకేనా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ I submitted. So
Please enter.
okay. For example, I enter the password. Okay. If I submit it,
No.
it will go on, right?
Yes.
ఇది కనిపించకూడదు కదా, పాస్వర్డ్ ఎంటర్ చేసినప్పుడు కనిపించకూడదు కదా. సో మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే వాళ్ళకి ఈ రెండు క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు ముందు రెండు క్లియర్ చేసేద్దాం. క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు ముందు రెండు క్లియర్ చేసేద్దాం ఫస్ట్లో. కిందకు వచ్చేసరికి ఏది లేదో అదే చూపించింది. సో ఏం చేస్తాను నేను ఫస్ట్లోనే ఈ రెండు క్లియర్ చేస్తాను. So while starting only, automatically it will clear. Okay. So both showing the error.
Okay.
So now I'm showing the test on now enter the Gmail email. If you click the button, it will
Please
go on.
enter the
It
email.
must be show. So when click the button, when starting, 2 messages will go on. Right. So that's why the first message is gone, second is there. Okay. Then automatically form was submitted. Okay. So here text here I want to give this text in the red color, right? Errors. So for that one I write a class like class equal to error. Okay. Okay. In the style in the CSS for the error class in the CSS color red. I mean this means this whatever value in this span automatically showing the red color. Right? So if you click the submit form, red color. If you enter something, second will color. Okay? If you enter both things, the form is. This is called the form validation. This is the how we play the HTML with the JavaScript. Okay? That's it.